One day, the last person that remembers you will die too. And when that happens, it will be like you were never here. Your money, your body, your excuses, your distractions, all gone. And most people don't realize this until it's too late. If you're disciplined all week, but then you lose yourself every single weekend, I'm going to show you exactly how to break that cycle step by step. I use this exact same system to escape addiction. From 18 to 22, I was completely addicted, lost, partying, out of control. Now, in the last 5 years, from 25 to 30, I've been traveling the world, building online businesses, living a total life of freedom, don't drink anymore, completely clean, and live a really, really good life. So I'm gonna show you how to do the exact same step by step. Number one, and this is the toughest part to face, is your identity. My identity from 18 to 22 was I was the party guy. I was the life of the party. People relied on me to be at the parties because I lit up the parties. I made everybody laugh. I was that absolute wanker that gave everybody all this fun, excitement, and joy. And really, I was just miserable weekend after weekend. That was my identity. I was so controlled by my environment that every single weekend I would be going out because that's just who I was. I didn't know how to be somebody else. I didn't know how to become the man that I wanted to be. Now, here's the beautiful part. Anybody can change their identity at any time. No, it's not easy. It does take work, but it does happen over time. Number one, completely change your environment, because when you're stuck in the same environment, that's already what's holding you to your identity, and it's going to be very, very difficult for you to change. You can go back into these environments like parties and stuff like that, but you can go back into these environments as a new person 6 months, 8 months later. But you need to take some time to really, really protect your own environment so you can start to form this new identity and relationship with yourself. One of the quickest ways to do this is stop identifying with who you don't want to be. So I got to this point where I said, no, I'm not a drinker anymore. I'm an athlete. I was telling myself that I was an athlete when I was completely overweight, eating like absolute shit, but just trying to get my life together. Change your identity, and the way to do that is stop listening to yourself and start speaking to yourself. Number two, just remove access completely. Just have zero temptation. I went through a crazy cycle where I would have a tub of ice cream in the fridge and I would eat it every single night. And I would wake up at around 12 a.m., 1 a.m., this really fucked up type of cycle where I was just self-sabotaging. I'd be training Monday to Friday really hard, but I would have a tub of ice cream and I would go in there and I would just eat it and it would undo all of my hard work. It was the same for Friday nights. When it came to social media, I would see stories of my friends having fun or going to these parties, and it would just be this massive temptation, and I would just cave in and I'd start to go to that party because I saw what these people were up to and I just didn't want to miss out. The quickest way to do this is just understand that you're weak right now. Understand that you're vulnerable, and it's okay to be weak because you're not going to have strength straight away. The easiest way to do this is just remove all temptation. For me, I never bought ice cream again. It just didn't stay in the fridge. If I actually did buy an ice cream, it was just one single ice cream and it was never a tub anymore because I was not going to give myself that temptation. Same with partying on the weekends. When I got caught up with escaping and drinking, I just stopped using social media on Friday and Saturday nights. I knew that when I looked at that social media, I knew that I'd get FOMO. So the way to do that was just completely remove it. Just not even use my phone on. Completely remove access and have zero temptation, and it will make your life so much easier. Step number three, weekends need rules or they will eat you. There was so many times I was disciplined from Monday to Friday when it came to training, working really hard, saving money, but my weekends always ate me alive. I would party from Friday to Sunday, absolutely piss my money up against the walls, get absolutely sloshed, couldn't remember a thing, and then I'd start the week and I'd go in that vicious cycle time and time again. I did that for about 3 or 4 years until I woke the F up and realized that I was stuck in this cycle. Your weekends need boundaries, they need rules, you need to be selfish. Selfish is not a bad thing. It means putting yourself first, putting your vision first, and putting your life first so you can actually get to where you want to be. Stop focusing on the things around you. Think about your future family, who you want to be, who you want to become. All of these things are just so much more important to what's actually restraining you in the present right now. Therefore, you need some rules on the weekend. For me, it was Saturday mornings. I would schedule the gym early in the morning on a Saturday morning with a friend because I knew that that meant that I had to get to bed at a good time on a Friday night, which means I couldn't go out. I didn't want to let my friend down because then I would have felt like absolute shit. Make some rules for yourself, give your weekends a bit of structure, and you're really going to start eliminating these temptations. And after about 3 weeks, you'll start to already feel so good. These temptations will really minimize drastically. Number 4, replace escape with output. So this means whatever the weak things that are holding you back, whether it's watching porn, whether it's junk food, whether it's partying, whether it's drinking alcohol, we've all got these vices and these things that really hold us back. You just need to identify what your weakest points are and what are the things to work on. Now, the quickest way to get out of this is just replacing it for a positive habit. For instance, on Friday nights, I would always go out and party and get absolutely sloshed. I started scheduling tennis games or football games every Friday night. All it was doing was just replacing my old habits for my new habits that were actually going to improve me and my life. It's the same for anything. On Sunday afternoons, I used to just be completely scattered, hungover, and eat junk food and watch a movie. I started to replace that for journaling on the beach, writing my goals, developing my mindset. All these bad habits, you want to replace them for good habits. Instead of Saturday morning waking up, staying in bed, hungover, feeling shit about yourself, Saturday mornings are the mornings that you go walking along the beach with a few friends or your family or something like that. Start to understand and look ahead where these triggers are and then replace it with positive things that are going to improve your life. Step number 5, shame is not the enemy, comfort is. You need to understand being comfortable is an absolute death trap. You are going to get nowhere. You're going to stay in the exact same cycle time and time again. And before you know it, 5 or 10 years from now, everything's going to decline and you're going to be like, what the actual fuck happened? Okay. I read a book one time called The Slight Edge from Jeff Olstein, I think his name was. And it was about life never goes in a straight line. Life is always either going up or it's always going down. And it just depends on those 1% movements that you do every single day. When I understood this, it changed everything for me. When I just started to improve just 1% in little areas, whether it was my health, my finances, my relationships, I just focused on little bit by bit because I knew that it was going to compound into something much bigger over time. It removes so much pressure. Do not get comfortable. Understand that you will never start anything new confident. You build confidence on the way. You need to earn confidence. I used to have fake confidence and think, oh, I'm the man at this. It was a total bunch of bullshit. When I got really humble and honest with myself and realized that I didn't know anything and I sucked at a lot of things, that's when all the growth started to happen. Be real with yourself. Step number 6 is urgency is your weapon. One illness, one accident, one diagnosis could change everything and the noise would just not matter anymore. Therefore, you need to minimize the worries and the opinions of what other people think. Who cares? It's all noise. You've got one life here and you want to actually focus on what you want to achieve. Do not stop dreaming. So many people get to the ages of 25, 30, 35 and they have a family, or even if they don't have a family, they just get stuck in this mundane thinking loop and they just accept their circumstances and their environment. That's the ultimate way to depression. That's the ultimate way to misery. You're put on this earth to grow and expand and try to start achieving bigger and better things. You need to be aiming for good things. Urgency is your weapon. Every day, minimize the noise, kill the distractions, get rid of the temptation, take your life seriously, understand that your dreams are so much closer than you think and you need to start moving to them on a day-to-day basis. I lived the complete opposite of all of this from 18 to 22. I was addicted to alcohol, escaping, partying, and just causing absolute havoc to me and my own well-being. I know exactly what it's like to be on that other side of the fence. Yes, it has not been an easy journey. It's taken a long bloody time, but I can tell you that it's absolutely worth it. And if no one ever told you about the rules before, this is why this channel exists. I wish someone gave me this advice when I was stuck, trapped, and lost. And this is the exact same reason that I'm creating this content. Because if I had this information years ago, it would have got to where I want to be in a year or two. Not took me 10 years like it has to get to where I am in a place that I'm finally happy. It does not need to take that long. If I can do it, you can do it too. So now you're left with the decision. Is it going to be day one or one day? You decide.